Welcome to Inside PSVita, an inside look at the future of portable gaming. Coming up in this episode, we take a look at new ways to play.
There is no other device that lets you have front and rear touch and traditional controller analog sticks and camera front and back.
So what exactly are the new ways to play?
New touch control methods on PlayStation Vita mean that we as developers can create new ways of interacting with the device.
When we found out what the spec was, I think we were quite inspired by just how much stuff it can do.
We can now make games that give pinch, pull, touch, drag around objects. It's a much more natural way of working.
The fact that we can do on this system now what people couldn't even dream of even 5 years ago is really, really amazing.
The Vita is a connected device. It has 3G and Wi-Fi. If you're playing on the bus, you play the game, play a mission, you get a high score, that's logged into the system. Then one of your friends maybe the next day comes along, they see that you've beaten their score. They then go and say, well, I've been challenged, I'm going to see if I can beat it. You have two people in different time zones that are really communicating with each other. And that is one of the central principles of a portable device. And that's something that's never really been able to be done before. And the 3G enables that to be done at any time, anywhere.
In terms of the social elements of the game, essentially, once you've created your account within the game, you can actually invite other people to become followers, or you can follow other people. So that's probably people who you know initially, but actually it might be somebody, if you've seen their art and see that they've put time and effort into that, you might want to follow them. So very similar to a Facebook or a Twitter, you can actually start to build a community of people.
So we have a game called Lead Your Friends to the Hot Tub, and it uses your PlayStation Network friends. So the setting is you're at this kind of party at Frobisher's house, and Frobisher's at one end of this party in his big hot tub, just like reclining, and the party's full of like little characters, some little RPG characters, and you go out into the party and every person you walk up to, their name appears above their heads, and you have to find the ones that are your friends, your actual PlayStation Network friends, and gather them up and take them to the hot tub so they can jump in and sit there with Frobisher.
Dual analog has become something that really is second nature to gaming. And so many of us are so used to or accustomed to the DualShock controller that the Vita actually makes it so that it's just second nature. You can literally pick up this machine and you just start playing. There's no thinking, there's no learning curve, you just get up and go.
The microphones on the Vita work extremely well. While you're playing the game and you're listening to the game through the Vita, the Vita itself picks up your voice, very, very clearly. This enables you to communicate very easily with your friend as you go through and play the game. It allows you to coordinate actions within the game, congratulate each other, or basically just, talk and, socialize as well as you're playing the game.
So yeah, one of the really cool things about it that you can only do with the Vita is that it has front and back touch, and that got us thinking about what are things that you would want to do that use both those things. My favourite of those ideas, I think, is that there's a mini game called Squash for Toffs, where this girl Nat Marco made little men's faces, and you have to squash them, and the animation is just frames of them being squashed. So you get that really satisfying feeling of using your pinch with one finger behind and one finger in front, and you squash these little faces and you get to see as if you've really squashed faces in between two pieces of glass.
When you actually point your Vita in a place where a tag has already been placed, you will actually get to see through the screen the tag that's been placed by someone else in augmented reality. And as you move the screen around, as you move the camera around, we get to see different elements and different art if it's been placed in those places.
I was so amazed with how well that just that whole thing of using the camera and using the accelerometers, and is that what they're called? And you can just do this and it has no lag at all. It's just like holding a little window up.
There is no other device on the market that can actually do what the Vita does.
There is no other device that lets you have front and rear touch and traditional controls like analog sticks and camera front and back and all the kind of orientation stuff.
A lot of the devices out there are trying to do what the Vita's done, and the Vita's really encapsulated what gamers and non-gamers essentially are looking for in the true ultimate handheld device.
Don't miss the next edition when we showcase some of the fantastic games heading your way, delivered first with Inside PS Vita. Thanks for watching. See you next time.